Okay, there we are again.
Good morning, Josh. Josh is with us.
Oh yes, he's giving me from the very early morning all kinds of advices, and he catches all kinds of things on my website. So thank you, George, for looking over. You know, when you have a lot of stuff and inventory, things go weird.
Oh my gosh, you keep discovering new things every day.
But I mean, there's he pointed out that something have sold and it's still there. Anyway, so I think I fixed it, but if you see some weird things, write down. Anyway, so you want to do some housekeeping for those?
Yes, I do, particularly for Josh, who has criticized me in the past for always saying exactly the same thing. So you know what? You can't buy anything today. Nothing's for sale. No, everything's for sale. And the reason we do this is so that we can annoy Josh and and hopefully give you an idea of the kind of work that we're doing and what we have available. So, buy it all. How's that, Josh? Is it different enough? As Josh pointed out, there may be a delay in what you see because we're broadcasting via Zoom and you're watching us on Facebook Live. Happy now?
Anyway, so let's switch to the presentation. That was cute. Hey guys, so as you remember, John and I had an exhibition called Urbana a few weeks ago, and several pieces have sold, several originals have sold, and there are some others available. And in the first part of this show, I want to just remind everybody about what's available and talk about Urbana a little, advertising as much as we can.
Mm-hmm.
So this is called Rubia, and it's the woman and the eye that it's inspired from the decay streets of Bucharest buildings, and Urbana either carries a name as Rubia or Zanfira or etc. etc. At its core, it's like a saint of the street, meant to watch you, to be there with you. You're not alone, basically. So it's protecting you on an everyday level.
Yeah, people often think of cities as being very dangerous places, and I suppose they are, but they also protect us in lots of ways. And the whole idea that there's this kind of patron saint, this spirit of the city that's always there and always watching, whether it be neighbors or strangers or cameras, or you're always on view.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a really neat concept, and the idea of Urbana being there as a little bit like Big Brother watching you, but at the same time protecting you.
But not on a creepy way. I mean, she is not there, in my vision and concept, to judge you in any way. Is there just to make you feel comfortable. Either you are walking to work or going to party with your friends. She's on the wall, and she has this significance of
and the whole idea too,
like
of the whole idea of graffiti being like this individualized shout from in this big city full of buildings and in personality, that there are individuals,
mm-hmm.
and they are there around you, and she comes through as part of that.
So I try to give her a various looks and interpretations. Some have a little darker skin because some of them have flowers, because there's those that sell flowers on the street, and a variety of looks, but keeping the same how do you call that, characters in a way, the straight nose and the wavy hair. What is beautiful about this one is I use cardboard as material, as a material to paint on, because I thought, okay, the whole collection grew up, and it started as a photography and a mixed media, paint over photography, and then I thought I should have just some paintings with this eye, but why don't I use some material, everyday materials that is, taking over our lives? And cardboard, it's one of these media that it's very flexible and it's very easy to work with, and it's just light. You can frame it easily, and this is how this idea started. So there are several pieces in this collection painted on straight on cardboard, but I think it has a beauty to it. When you paint it, the paint goes different way. It has a texture to it. It's really nice. But anyway, you would appreciate this only if you see it up close.
Yeah, it looks very different in person. But I do think the colors are stunning. I love the idea of the detail, just really zooming in. I think it's a stunning piece.
But listen, before we move to the next piece, I want to show it again to everybody, because it's framed, and it's a custom frame, this one, because
it's a nice size.
Yeah.
Very cool.
A frame done by Shanti over in Artist Supplies.
It also reminds me of my mother when she used to answer the phone on Skype. She'd be too close to the camera.
Yeah. Hello.
Is it working?
Anyway, so guys, the next piece is Pacifista, just because she has a very calm look and understanding, and I place something makes you laugh. I don't know what that is, but I place it somehow, like you can see some sort of landscape behind. Like a hill.
She's got some big time rouge on as well.
Oh yeah, she loves makeup. But let's get back to see it even closer. Kind of the same hello. Can you see me well? Anyway, so I like these close-up shots when you see very little of the lips, but you know what it is and where they start and where they end. And just like Pacifista, just like Rubia, Pacifista, it's another Urbana with a nickname. And this one, unlike the other one, is painted on archival foam board.
Oh, that's on a board. Okay.
It's because I wanted to explore other media, and I found it very interesting, and it went very well. So I finished the
and
piece.
it really does have a different quality from the cardboard.
Yes, it's they're absolutely, you're absolutely right. There's a different finish to it. Each one of these surfaces has something specific in them. And now somebody asked me, are you sure this cardboard is gonna last on time? The cardboard it's sealed, and it's on both sides. On the very top part, the painted part, it's varnished, and on the other side it's attached to a gather board for more support. And then I did some research here with an artist, and there's many other artists that does large paintings on cardboards. Sure. without any restrictions, so that isn't a problem whatsoever. But yeah, so this is Pacifista, and again, it's available. This is a smaller size. It's a 9x9, but it's on 18 by 18 frame. There we go.
Very nice.
No, it's a not a big piece, not a small piece. It's just a fantastic size for an
Kind
any.
of like Goldilocks. It's just right.
It's just right. Fabulous.
She's got that smoky eye going as well.
Mhm. So yeah, those are my two pieces for today, and I hope you guys enjoy them. Let's see what else is in the presentation, because we have a lot to talk about it. You know, I forgot to show this kind of mock-ups.
Mhm.
They look great in any kind of environment. Either it's an
It
office.
really helps to see them in situ, you know.
Yeah. But anyway, so kind of the middle of the show, and as usual, we want to thank you for watching us. Thank you, Josh, for keeping up with all our little things and making suggestions. We appreciate that.
Oh, so much.
And thank you for everybody for, in general, supporting us, watching us, and you know, believing our creativity.
You know, it's amazing how far we've come since we started this business back in 2015. We have just this amazing group of people who are part of our lives
Yeah.
and part of our art careers, and it's just very, very touching to me.
When we started as a, you know, two-man business, but then progressively we developed the art side as well, and we knew no one at that point in
Right.
life that would consider us as artists.
It's been quite a lovely journey so far, and can't wait to see where we go next. But we couldn't do it without the support that we have from friends, collectors, and just the people who come into the studio. It's great.
We managed to form a very nice group of you guys.
Mhm.
So, talking about collectors and art, this Mexico Mágico is still under development.
Yay! Josh has bought quite a few of those. Yeah.
Josh already collected two of them, wet on the tables. I just put it up and like this and that.
I think that is a good model to keep up, Bogdan, that as soon as you make them, they should go out the door before they're even dry.
And I really like that he gave me this but to let me frame them. I love to frame my work because I know how it looks like, and I wanted contemporary frame all the time, with very few exceptions. But you know, I appreciate that, and I like to find the best frame that fits that particular art. And then I'm keep working on these guys, so there'll be several more coming soon. And you are keeping busy with some other things, right? I don't have a picture of that.
Yeah,
and I know you kind
in
of
progress. Yeah,
yeah.
I spent oh golly, almost all day yesterday. It's really coming along well, getting closer and closer. But this is a new piece that I'm getting ready for our new next exhibition, which will be late July. But we have to submit it the 1st of July. So I have to get something finished so I can take photos of it for the submission. But it should be a fun piece. It's a great show. It has to do with technology. There's the study that I did on the right, the idea that we have all this technology to create a perfect world. And in a perfect world, we probably don't want technology. So that kind of strange combination that, you know, our ability to just get lost in the woods, but we have a cell phone, so we can get emergency services if we need them. So technology gives us the opportunity to live in a place that's not that dependent upon technology. I think that's an interesting concept we're exploring in this next show.
And maybe today I'm gonna have to come up with a plan for my piece for this show, because
you may have pieces that already fit for the show, but I wanted to create something new.
I'll have to think about it. Yeah, I was so involved with you know, creating this series of Mexico Mágico.
Yep.
Is because if I let it go, it's gone, and I was talking with Josh the other day because he came here to pick up a
Maybe it's
piece.
the Josh show today. Have you
Yeah,
noticed
it is.
that?
That I can't let a project sit too long,
Yeah.
because if I leave it too long, then I can't that doesn't have a continuity.
Yeah.
The look
Mhm.
changes, so it has to be fresh when my idea are popping in my head. Otherwise, you'll see a gap in between, a little shifting.
Absolutely. And I've got a couple of pieces that I've been working on for like a year or two, and I just piddle at them, and there's
don't
no
go
energy
anywhere.
there. There's no continuity. There's no passion.
I noticed that some time ago with myself. That's why I said, when you start something, you have to keep going until when it's done, when a series is done.
And I know some artists who will go back and change their work. I can't do that.
No,
when I'm done, I'm done. If you don't like it, throw it away.
Yeah.
But I'll start a new one.
I am not going over things, just create new others. Now, you know that this is a new thing. I don't want to pursue with too much of this, but I notice a huge interest in these two pieces that I have in the studio.
And nobody pulls the trigger.
Yeah, either because they're too expensive, but they're like, there's not a collector or customer to come in the studio and not to stop to these two. And I said, and somebody asked me, do you have any giclée prints? And I didn't. So guys, I'm gonna make 2 giclée prints available. Those are on fine art paper. They are 20 by 16. So that word, Christmas in July. You those are great for Christmas. And guess where this idea came from? Josh. It's like said, why don't you sell them as Christmas in July? And I said, fine, I'll do it. But anyway, I think they're great. I have them here, and the prints are phenomenal. I don't want to go crazy yet, but it's I have to test. They're very, very beautiful.
Very nice. And in a size that might be more workable for people's homes. The ones you have are fabulous, but they're huge.
They're huge.
And it's not that no one will buy them, because there were 3 and one of them was purchased. So
but I mean, there's they go for $50. So if you guys have been to the studio and like those things, now I do have giclée prints. They are all signed, and it can be yours anytime.
Magnificent.
You can order it for the website as well.
Are they open edition?
Those are open editions, yes. You want to talk about the salon show?
Salon show is currently underway. We are here until the middle of July. The salon show is a tenant show here at Silver Street Studios, where each artist is given 12 feet in the main corridor to decorate any bloody way they choose. And so people have really come out, and a lot of big work, a lot of real. It's a lovely show, and it's the kind of show that the tenants really love, because they can do anything they like. It's the back and side hallways are curated by Alexander Squire, who is our program coordinator here at Sawyer Yards, and it's just a really, really good show. If you haven't come out to see it, please do. We are fortunate here at Silver Street. We end up with 5-6 different tenant shows a year, and we always do the summer salon show. It's quite a nice display.
Very nice, yes.
And gives you an idea if you're here during the week, because the studios are open Monday through Saturday. If you're here during the week and want to wander through and see the show, you can also see all the kinds of work that the different artists do and contact them directly if they're not open when you're here. So it's a great way of marketing, as well as hopefully giving a good show to the people who visit.
So what are the benefits of visiting Silver Street Studios? You get to do to watch your art, to look for your favorite artists, favorite art, and then you can get your steps done, daily steps.
Absolutely, it's a big building
in Silver Street Studios, because it's that big, and It's air conditioned.
It's air
So it's
conditioned.
like,
And there are 2 breweries on site. So you know what? There's no excuse for not coming and having a good time.
and if you want a coffee, you can stop at Studio 314 and
Absolutely.
get a coffee
And a print.
and a print. Thank you. Saying that, are we here this Saturday?
Presumably, we're here this Saturday. We're also possibly looking at some more property in Yoakum, Texas, a beautiful building that we're touring. So I don't know when we're going to go there, but presumably it won't be on Saturday. So if not, we'll be here.
Fantastic.
It's July 1st on Saturday. Woohoo!
And what else? I got I submitted for an open show again, and this time was an interesting subject matter. They were looking for alternative photography, and I just applied with 2 of them kind of in the last minute, and I applied today, and yesterday I got the answer that you're in. We picked up the Elysium. So guys, go at the Los Angeles Macri in Los Angeles on July 8th. There's going to be the opening section between 4 o'clock and 10 o'clock in the evening.
Wow, that's a great show to be in.
Yeah, and there are
Interesting.
only 18 artists selected for this show. And
Magnificent.
the gallery is quite sizable, and it was quite an honor and a surprise in the same time, because I haven't applied for open calls in a long time.
And Leonardo DiCaprio is
He could be very interesting.
he's
You
quite an
never
art
know.
collector.
Anyway, thank you to this fabulous curator, Kathy Imordino and Richard Cho, for selecting this piece. Now, vlogs. We have a new vlog, which we put it up last week, actually. If you haven't got the chance to watch it, it's all about Mexico City and new ideas and other things that we're going through as artists. But go ahead and watch it. If not, you can always switch to one of the podcasts and listen to John's thoughts.
Absolutely. We have so any place you find your podcast, it would be available. And I also do a video version of that podcast.
Now it's 10:25, if you can believe, and we haven't gotten to your pieces yet. So
that sounds like us.
Let's talk about your first, the End of
End of Faith
which
is
one of my favorite, by the way.
Oh, really? That's funny. You never told me that. But this is an abstract piece. I think it's a very powerful piece. I was looking at my own spiritual journey and what I've gone through, and just the difficulties, all the kinds of obstacles that are thrown toward a spiritual life. And this is what I painted. It's to me, it's a very powerful piece. It's a very, very personal piece, showing the.
And I like that.
It's subtle, but it's strong.
Added that cross, very subtle. You have to. It doesn't come up when you look at the pictures right away.
Right.
It takes you a second to see it through the whatever is called nebula. And,
to me, it looks like rain, some pelting rain, and it's kind of deteriorating some of the religious symbolism there. So I don't know. I find it a very powerful piece. I don't talk about it much because it is personal, but you know what? Personal is good. The colors are strong. The movement is there. All the things that I like to include, but it was quite an emotional piece to paint, and hopefully will be of interest to someone else.
Yeah, it's, as I said, one of my favorite. I don't know.
And you've renamed it Icon.
Oh, so. No, I didn't. Actually, I was yesterday, End of Faith. Yesterday, I was putting this together and I could not remember the name. And I said, I'm just going to put a placeholder for it, and I'll modify this morning. But guess what? I forgot.
Yeah, it's 16 by 20. It's a nice, decent size. And that's it.
It's great. I love it. And it does look like an icon to me in a way. I don't know, it's because the Orthodox churches that kind of look like this, the old ones, where you can't see.
Oh, it's very dark.
You
and-
can't see the
Mhm.
icons through the years of candles. that
Candle
are
soot and
burning,
things like
yes.
that.
And then what do you have? in
And then
there?
the last piece is called Cluster. This is one of my splatter paintings.
Very
I
happy.
love doing these. This has gotten quite a lot of attention. It was framed. I just took it out of the frame recently. People think it's a magic eye, that if they stare at it long enough, a picture will come out.
Mm,
If that happens to you, you should probably see an
optometrist.
optometrist because there's something wrong with you. But yeah, it's really, really nice. I find these a lot of fun to do. And unfortunately, I have shoes that match, because when you're throwing paint on the floor, it gets everywhere.
But listen, this is very lovely. And, you know, some people have said, oh, I can do that.
Yeah,
But-
so do it.
Yeah, you know, it's not about that. It takes a technique, it takes some practice to align the colors and different shades. I think it's very interesting. I don't know if I would even try to do it. I would do anything like this. You know, I don't know how you do the backgrounds. Do you paint the background first and then splash the color on? What's the
I
technique?
tend to put a few kind of patches of color just to kind of help out between the dots. And then I just start splattering. And
It is so happy, and you have a larger one.
it takes quite a while because these need to dry between layers. But it's a lot of fun, and I think they're quite effective. They're quite popular.
Yes.
I've done several of them, but I don't want to just do this, because it's
Yeah.
anything you do, if you do too much, just gets boring.
But anyway, so it's 10:30 and we managed to cover everything that we wanted to in this show. Guys, if you enjoy, I hope you enjoy the show, and we'll see you next Wednesday, I guess.
Have a great week.
Bye, guys.